What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment. You know what I mean? And check out the playlist. We'll have other videos in their own folders. Now, this video was actually requested by one of my homies. It's funny. He asked if I could do a video on culture vultures. He's a homie from the hood, then I'll comply. It's funny, being asked by one of my homies to make a video about something like this. I don't know. I find it amusing. Anywho, because I was telling him, there was this person, right? That sent me an email, telling me, "How do we know you're not a culture vulture?" And it's like, why would you think I'm a culture vulture? First of all, if you understand what a culture vulture is, basically it's a con man. It's a con artist. It's someone that likes to con people. You get what I mean? But they use your culture, obviously, to do it. But in reality, it's just a con person. So you have to understand how a con man works. And especially when it's a culture vulture. The reason you would know that I'm not one is one of the main flags when it comes to culture vultures is their obsession with money. You know what I mean? Their obsession with materialistic things, meaning anything, anything that people know costs a lot of money because they need that status, right? That's what they're striving for. That's what they want to achieve, and so now they create the illusion, right, for people. It's kind of like if we're taking this trip together. You get me? The trip together to success. So when they're getting all their riches and stuff like that, they create the illusion that the people that are watching, help to make this happen. Like if it's theirs together, when in reality, only one person is the one that's stuck with the income or the materialistic things. But it creates that illusion bubble. And there's a lot of gullible people out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that do fall for the scams. Not because they're stupid though. People think that it's because people are dumb. It's not because they're dumb. You have to understand the psychology behind it. You know what I mean? A lot of times people tend to believe the lies for a majority of different reasons. One of them, could being that they don't want to admit that they've been tricked. They don't want to feel like they've been tricked again, like that they were not sharp enough to see this. They don't want to believe that they could be so naive. You get what I'm saying? So it's more of a personal issue. That already says a lot about a person's character and their self-esteem. You know what I mean? It's something that's not healthy. You know what I mean? You can't look. There's one thing I tell people: you can't create lies or tell people lies just because you don't want to hurt them, because you're only making the problem worse. It's better off to tell the truth, even though the truth sometimes comes off like if you're being negative or you're not being supportive. Later on the road they'll realize it. But people want results. With in an instant. They don't want no battles. They don't want to work hard for things, right? They don't want to get into arguments or nothing like that. They just want the easy route. Believe it or not, the hardest things in life, are going to come with the toughest battles. You know what I mean? You can't be afraid to, you're going to let somebody that you care about really destroy themselves just because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? You got to be, straightforward and honest. Honesty, I will always say, is the best policy. It is. It's a real saying. It's legit. And yes, there's con men out there that exploit that. They realize and know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Now, how I feel about these channels and individuals, I dislike them. I hate individuals like that. But here's the thing, though, because they were like, how come you don't expose them? How come, now we're diving into the YouTube drama part of it and everything like that. The reason I don't do none of that is because who the hell am I to tell people who they should support and shouldn't support? I'm nobody. That's their life. They're entitled to support and like whoever they want. You know what I mean? Who am I to say that I'm right, or the way I conduct myself is the right way, or the way that everyone should conduct themselves? Every human being is their own person and should be able to conduct themselves however they want. Sometimes some people have to learn the hard way, as long as it's not really causing any physical harm to them, or life threatening. Some people, are gonna have to learn the hard way. But what you have to understand about a con person, don't worry about exposing them. um be patient, give it time. I know that it bugs you that it looks like they're winning. They're not winning. I guarantee you that it's all gonna crumble. It always does. A con person, ego inflates so large that he cannot see that he is spiraling out of control, and it will collapse. I promise you that. Because when you feed your ego like that, it becomes your persona now. So you're not going to be able to control, your urges and, your actions. And they will forever fuck themselves. You know what I mean? That kind of behavior is never healthy. So the reason it is like I don't expose these people, whatever, because I know how that story is gonna end, and I'll just let it play out how it always plays out. You get what I mean? While on camera it may look like these people are are scamming people and it looks like they're winning, you don't know how deep down inside they feel, or their personal life, or their thoughts. They could be tormenting themselves. You know what I mean? Because they're always forever looking for the con, and to not get con, and not to get, like, that is a stressful and horrible way to live. But they think the materialistic things could help them escape this grip, that they seem to spiral down, but it won't. You know what I mean? But that's why. And another reason is, if I have personal problems with somebody, it's not made for entertainment for other people to to spectate upon. It shouldn't be. Those type of issues are not issues that should be be out for the world to see and stuff like that. When two individuals have issues, um, them two, they meet up. If they can't resolve them in a peaceful manner, then they do what they have to do, and nobody has to be around, nobody has to know, and nobody has to hear about it. You know what I mean? It's not something that you glorify. It's not something that's going to get you stripes or make people believe that you're down, because at the end of the day, people are always going to believe whatever the hell they want. Even with proof in front of them, they will go based off of their own thoughts and assumptions. It's just the way it is. You have to learn to understand that you just worry about your life and let them do them. If they want to support a con man, then let them. Even they'll learn the hard way. I guarantee you, and they'll make them a better person. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's, like I said, as long as it's not causing somebody's life threatening, or anything like that. I mean, there's nothing to be stressing over about. Um, but that is the reason why I don't discuss, because there is channels on YouTube that I dislike big time. But the reason I don't ever speak about it, or talk about it, or mention it, or anything like that, is because those are my personal, thoughts and feelings. You know what I mean? Just because I see them individuals like that, or I feel that way about these individuals, doesn't mean that everyone else has to feel and think the same way that I do. You know what I mean? Like I said, everyone is their own person. You know what I mean? You can't tell people what they can and can't do, and like, and what they can like. It's kind of like even when raising your children, the best thing you could do is give them advice, tell them from prior experience, um, give them the best counsel you can, and let them make their own decisions. You know what I mean? Don't ever try to choose anything for anybody. Let them make their own choices. That is what it is to be. The problem with nowadays is that everybody wants everyone to see things their way, to pick things and like things that they like, and to dislike the stuff that they dislike. That's not how the world works. Everyone is entitled to feel and like whatever the hell they want. And just because someone likes and dislikes something, of yours, doesn't mean that you guys can't coexist and can't be friends and stuff like that. Me and my homies disagree on a lot of things, but we're still homies, and I'll still ride and die for them. You get what I'm saying? Like, you guys should still be, friends, and disagree on a bunch of stuff. You guys don't have to agree on everything. See, could you understand why it could seem, or it is, that you have an ego because you feel like your choices are the right choices and the way you conduct yourself is the perfect way, that everyone has to be like you. You can see why that could be kind of alarming behavior as well. You get what I'm saying? And I get it. A lot of people is because they want to help other individuals. They don't like other individuals getting conned. I perfectly understand that. It is messed up that what these people are doing, but I guarantee you, at the end of the day, they'll learn the hard way, but they'll learn, and I guarantee you that person will go down in flames because that character is not a good way. Is not a good behavior. They win some battles. They'll be winning some battles, but I guarantee you, at the end of the day, they're gonna lose the war. You get what I'm saying? So that way is not to dwell, or and you know, but how to spot a culture vulture? Um, the best way I could say how to spot a culture vulture is someone that is materialistic, someone that has an obsession with money. Wants money, talks about money, talks about financial status, or anything materialistic, flashing stuff and stuff like that. Um, Another way is someone that clearly wants to be. He craves attention. Someone that wants to be in the spotlight. Someone that just demands. People hear me out. You know what I mean? He's most likely gonna try to relate with everybody. He has a story to relate to everybody, even though there's so many different people in the world. But that way, it seems like he's on the same boat with everybody. Um, um, how he treats those closest to him. So, like in a relationship, if he has a girl, I always say, you want to know someone's like how to know someone's true character and stuff like that. Just see how they treat their other spouse, their significant other, whether their boyfriend or their girlfriend. How they treat them, because that will tell you a lot about a person. If they're scandalous to the person that they eat, sleep with, the mother or father of their children, their significant other, their better half, the one they sleep with every night, the one that's they've been through hell and back together. If they treat them like shit, or they're conning them, or cheating on them, or any of that, or those behaviors, then who's to say that they're not going to do that to you if they're already treating the person who is the most sacred one to them, the closest of the closest? If he treats them like that, who's to say he's not going to do that to you? Those behaviors of individuals are red flags, should already tell you about a person's character. um, you know what I'm saying? But those are just my theories and opinions on the matters. You know what I mean? On going based off of the information that I have, on human behavior and the psychology behind it. You get what I mean? But that's typically some of the red flags, or what to look after. That should tell you about a con man. You know what I mean? He's always going to be in defensive mode. He's always going to be quick on his toes. Already has a story ready in case this lie has been built up. You know what I mean? That's why they're con artists, because they themselves know that they had this ability. Therefore, they think that they're smarter than everybody. They think that they could con their way out of any scenario and any situation. That's why any story that they tell is always going to be about success. It's never going to be about the only time they'll tell stories based off of like losses is to get everyone to feel that he's like everybody else, right? But those stories will come every so often. A majority of the stories will be victories and all this and that, because he has to create the illusion of the success, that people are just not wasting their time on somebody that's just not going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, he's creating the illusion. He's the maestro, he thinks. He thinks that he's very smart. He thinks he could just they have narcissistic characters. They're not narcissists. You know what I mean? Con men are not narcissists, but they have narcissistic characteristics. Also sociopath tendencies. But it doesn't mean that they're a sociopath or a narcissist. You know what I mean? They just have some of those traits. But yeah, that's the best way I would say, and why I don't do it, and and all that. Maybe a better understanding and risky. There you go, my boy. That's the video, homie. You did it because of certified, huh? You want to get it into certified's head, huh? My boy, let certified like and dislike whoever he wants, my boy. uh, don't learn the hard way. You know what I mean? Certified, if you watch it, you gonna learn the hard way. um, nah, but it's because the homie, is telling the other homie that nah, and I told him, man, let them like whoever they want, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, in the hard way. But that's the video, just right there, breaking that down. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't go into specifics, and I don't tell people what they should and shouldn't do. That's not who I am, and that's not what I do here. Um, the only thing I could do is give my opinions, the way how I see it, and it's some advice. You know what I mean? People could take it or not take it. The choice is on them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're just my theories, thoughts, and all that. I'm just saying. I'm Shadow. We out.